Capricorn, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Capricorn, sun, moon, rising sign. It's Capricorn energy. So even if you're not a Capricorn birth date, this message is for you. Why? Because you pulled it into you. There's something here that you need to hear. It always arrives at just the right time. And this is where your message begins. Something about setting healthy boundaries. Anytime this card comes up, set healthy boundaries. And we have 3 here, and 3 is a blessed number. It's the divine. It's the divine balance. It's the Holy Trinity. What does that mean in terms of boundary setting? To get healthy, to get strong, the situation that you're in can absolutely be healthy and strong. And the conditions of that healthiness and strength are you setting healthy boundaries. Now let's recap. What does that mean, Capricorn? Healthy boundaries are based on the situation. They're situational. A healthy boundary isn't always a wall. A healthy boundary isn't always a fence. Sometimes the healthiest boundary is a moat. Sometimes the healthiest boundary is the Great Wall of China. Sometimes the healthiest boundary is no boundary at all. Sometimes the healthiest boundary is just a little picket fence. It depends on what's going on. A healthy boundary is based on what is needed, not what is reactionary, what is defensive. Boundaries aren't about defending yourself. Boundaries are about establishing yourself and determining yourself. So setting healthy boundaries has to do actually with you taking a hard look at yourself. And what am I contributing to this situation? Have I set my walls too high? Have I made my barriers too deep and too wide so that there's disconnect? A boundary should not be what disconnects you from somebody else or from a situation. It should be what establishes you within the situation in a solid way that you feel comfortable and that others know how they can depend on you. That's what a boundary is. Boundaries are very healthy things. So I think the way this card is calling me with the situation I'm picking up for you guys is that you need to reestablish what you think a boundary is. You need to understand that a boundary isn't a blockage. A boundary isn't a barrier. A boundary is a foundation. It's a fundamental. It is a backbone. It's not what blocks you or keeps you separate or even segments things. It is what establishes the integrity of those things. And when you start looking at them in a different way, you can get healthier and understand how to establish them better. So let's get into why. Why is this energy coming up? Why am I being told this? Good question. As I divide the deck, Capricorn, know that there are going to be cards that fall out and I'm going to leave them where they lie. That's just part of the message. If you are looking for a personal reading, I provide those. The only place that you can schedule them is over on my website. That is www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. You can book and schedule. The link to my website is in the description box below. It's in the channel header. You can see a link to my website right there. You can get there just by Googling it, Born Without Boundaries Tarot. You can book and schedule now, and I still have open availability for this week, so get it while it's hot. You'll get your message within 24 hours of whenever you signed up. Capricorn, if you haven't been here before, thank you. My name is Michelle. Welcome to this channel. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel and then ring that notification bell so that you know when I go live. If you select all notifications, you'll be notified when I go live, and you can participate in the free public tarot card readings I do here. Okay. Okay. If you don't like sounds, loud sounds, I'm going to cleanse the energy with the sound bowl. You might want to turn the volume down for a second. Something popped off not too long ago. Bring your ideas to life. This has got to do with, I would think this was a triumph. This is, I don't know how long ago this was, but this is when something very, very important that you had been conceptualizing came into reality. It actually became a truth. It was measurable, and it was like a brilliant lightning struck, and it just came into being. Bring your ideas to life. Now, this is exciting. This is adventurous. This is amazing. This is when you realize there are boundaries that have to be set. This is when you realize, oh, I always think when I see this card of that moment in Frankenstein, when the lightning strikes and the monster comes alive. And he's like, see, it's like almost like validation for the genius of the doctor. I did it. Okay, but did you let your monster run amok? Because now there's a sense of, did you establish boundaries? Did you have firm boundaries in place to support this new life or this new situation that you brought to being? And now there's a sense of, well, you got to start looking at that, or else things are going to run amok, right? Also, this sense of, where were you in this? Like, did you lose track of yourself while bringing this situation into being? Sometimes life stings is what reveals itself now, which means there is nagging, a sense of something biting constantly, an irritant. And what it does is when this card comes out, it's almost like, you know something isn't right because there's agitation here. And there's going to be agitation until you understand where you fit in this situation, to determine that. And that's sort of your goal this week. Sometimes life saying 6 + 4, that's 10. That is a fulfillment or a completion. Address this frustration in order to wrap this up. Maybe you're thinking of ending something because it's gotten to be too overwhelmingly irritating. But we have this essence of, it's almost like you've decided, I need to block something out. I need to keep something from happening because it's just become too irritating. Okay. Is that what you want? Because remember, this is what you asked for. Okay. Take a leap of faith is coming out. This is also good luck or fortune. It's saying, don't give up on the future of this. It's already letting you know that there is life beyond what you're experiencing now. And if that offers you any kind of comfort, I am glad, because this is something that you need to hear. And the abundant universe will provide this sense of believing in yourself and believing in the new step you have to take. And that, in fact, you will never be recess poor. This sense of trust that you have the resources is almost like, in some ways, you don't want to trust that you have resources. You don't want to acknowledge them or tap into them. And I'm not really sure why, Capricorn, but you have to take a leap of faith in the fact that the universe is good for you. The universe is working in your favor, and you can handle this circumstance or situation. But from what it seems right now, as irritating as it is, as much as you want to block things out, there's still a beautiful potential here. There's still a beautiful possibility that's coming up. Take a leap of faith. The abundant universe will provide. Let's get some specifics on that. What are we talking about here for Capricorn? I want to see how this week resolves itself. What's the resolution, please, for this week? 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 Lots come out. We got a lot to go over. What is all this about? Situationally, what's going on for Capricorn, please? What is the irritation? What is the frustration? And should they hold on? Should they let go? You've been wanting something else. You've been thinking of moving in a different direction. You just haven't let yourself. neither good nor bad, but true. And there's like, give yourself the grace to not judge yourself. There's also a sense of the death card here. So you're done with something. You're finished. You're finished, or you're thinking of moving on because you think that an end is inevitable. And an end may be inevitable. But what is ending? Is it the situation or is it the struggle? You want out. You want immediate release because this has been bugging you too long. But don't let that need for immediate release. Remember, Pluto is in opposition to Mars right now. And I say this because Pluto is still in Capricorn. And you need to know that because Mars is Cancer. And this is going to impact you by making you make permanent decisions in temporary situations. And so God is coming through right now to remind you, this situation, this irritation, this is temporary. Don't make a permanent decision based on this temporary irritant, because you're not going to like what you've given up. I'm just letting you know so that you can start to maybe reframe this in your brain. Page of Cups is a kindness, a new start, a new beginning. It's almost like an acceptance toward the toxicity and the fear and whatever you've pushed down. It's almost like welcoming a conversation or opening your heart. Beginning again. Letting the consideration of moving on die. And instead offering almost like a white flag or a peace offering. 2. Let's see what the next day brings us. I hope this is clarifying things for you, Capricorn. It's actually bringing a lot of clarity to me. We have your energy. This is the devil energy. It's about restriction, laws, feeling chained up. It's about fear. It's about addiction. It's about obligations. And then we have the King of Swords, which is somebody admitting to or getting clear on what is holding them back, or what is speaking clearly and making a clear decision getting clarity on what is restricting you, getting clarity on what is scaring you, on what is holding you back. And what is this clarity? What does Capricorn do with this clarity? Maybe being able to speak from a place of intelligence. Knight of Pentacles, something has moved too slow. Something has been burdensome in some ways. What? Clarity on the Devil card here, on the decision that's made to take things slow. Clarity on the decision that's made. Offer up love. Take things slow and focus on love. That's a decision that's made. Focus on togetherness and focus on the connectivity instead of being in isolation or being alone or feeling like I have to do this all by myself. Ooh, what is day or step 3 coming through here? We have heartbreak. How does that come to us? How does that come to Capricorn? How does heartbreak come to Capricorn? How does heartbreak come to Capricorn? Reflecting on things, thinking too hard on things. But upright, this seems to be resolution. This sense of something really hurt you or disappointed you. And now it's time to connect with it and give yourself the grace to understand it and understand what was the hurt and the suffering. 4 of Cups, there was somebody who's indecisive or this indecision, not knowing or understanding what this offer was, not being prepared, maybe to be loved or cared about. The Magician, thinking that you had to do everything by yourself, of course. Or thinking that people weren't recognizing or realizing your true potential. Maybe that somebody didn't want to look at or see the true capability or capacity here. Guys, this is taking a long, hard look at yourselves, at your situation, at resolving it, knowing that it can be resolved, right? That's what the Four of Cups and the Magician tell us, that this absolutely can be resolved, that you can figure out, or you can't make somebody make a decision, or you can't make somebody choose you. But you can demonstrate your capacity or your full capability by accepting somebody's unpreparedness or they're not ready right now. Four of Cups is almost like not realizing the opportunity that you've been given. Not realizing that somebody that didn't realize the love that was being offered to them. That's where the heartbreak is coming through, Capricorn. What about day 4? We have instability. It's taking action even though you're unstable, being confident even though you're not sure, investing in the future. And then we have 10 of Wands, which is taking on too much, feeling like you have to do everything by yourself, or feeling like somehow that makes you look or appear stronger by doing everything by yourself. But that's why things are unstable, because you're trying to do everything yourself and making it all about yourself or your confidence or your independence. It's too much. So what do we do by day 5? It's almost like you aim higher. You wish further. Hold on. There's some sort of disappointment here. It's almost like fulfilling a wish based on disappointment from the past. Maybe you disappointed somebody from the past, and there's a sense of living up to your full potential. Aiming high or wanting to achieve what you felt like you missed in the past. There's some energy here about seeing the truth about a perceived disappointment or loss in the past. And there's a sense of finally being able to get over it, or somebody finally being able to get over it, because you're recognizing that what's in the future is better, or there's better potential here. But you've kept it riding on yourself for so long, like letting it determine who you are or how you were going to behave in a situation, because you didn't want to feel like you let anybody down. Okay. Ooh, that would be your fear and restriction, right? Like realizing it. And then we have day 6 for Capricorn. Day 6 is an offer, a golden goose, a golden opportunity. The calming down and the acceptance of assistance, of help, and of resources, which is the abundant universe will provide. Let's get into a moon card and then flip on over to the extended, guys. I hope to see you there. It supports the channel and it clarifies a lot. The link is down below in the description box. I've also pinned it to the top of the comment section. I'll see you guys there. Let's review these. Confidence is your key to success. This is Leo, following your heart and moving forward instead of being stuck or needing all the answers right up front. Conclusions are within reach, especially with regards to a romantic situation, or like confidence is your key to success. Conclusions are within reach. what I'm hearing now is you have to be confident enough to receive. You have to be confident enough to recognize that you're not in this alone. And that's what's coming out loud and clear. And that's what we're heading to the extended on. I'll see you guys there.